that we're going to be
Yes.
doing all month this month. Um, and we're starting today with kind of like the must-have items on your that your website really should have. So I'm gonna get rolling, and Kate just left, so I'm gonna keep going. I think she probably accidentally closed the window or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rolling. And if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Kate will be back in just a minute, I'm hoping, and we'll get going here. All right. So and she'll be able to answer any questions. So let's go ahead and just dive into this, though. Okay. So first things first, who the heck is this guy talking to you right now? My name is Chris Scott. I am one of the co-founders here at Swift Galleries. Swift Galleries is an in-person sales and wall art design tool for pro photographers. I'm also one of the creators of an IPS training course called 21 Days to Your First In-Person Sale. And I'm the co-creator of those two kiddos over there, I think. And and I built a photo studio. This is probably the thing that you guys actually care most about. I've done this. I've built a photo studio from about $150 sales averages to $120,000 in our first year of in-person sales. With that sexy lady in that photo, that is my wife. That's Adrienne there. So that's me in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and roll through what we're doing today. So we're going to be talking about the things that your website really should have to be doing its job. Okay, so if you think about it this way, your job is kind of like a silent salesperson that never sleeps, right? And it's out there, kind of the perfect employee. It's out there attracting potential clients to your business. It's getting them engaged. It's keeping them interested in you and in who you are and what you do. And then it's collecting their information so you can follow up with them. And it's giving them an opportunity to know, like, and trust you, for them to establish some sort of rapport with you, right? These are the things that your website is supposed to be doing. And if you can't definitively say that, yes, my website is doing all of these things, then your website's just not doing its job. And what would you do if you had an employee who was supposed to be doing these things for you and they weren't, right? So typically you'd probably say, oh, I'd fire them. But what I want you to do is don't fire your website. I want you to retrain it. And what I mean by this is as creatives, we're always kind of looking for this this kind of next creative hit. Hold on one second. Kate's back. Let me get her back in here. I think she's back. All right, let's just keep going. We'll try to get her in here in just a minute. So we're always kind of looking for that next thing to just give us some creativity, and a lot of times what that ends up being is, oh, I'm going to rebrand. I'm going to redo my entire website, and that's what I mean by don't fire it. Don't. I think so many times when we say, oh, I need to rebrand, I need to redo my entire website, really what we mean is it's not doing its job and something needs to change. So what I want you to do, instead of just getting rid of everything, then just retrain it. Let's just go and make sure that it's doing its job. Kate, I'm not sure why it's not adding you. You may want to bail. broadcast software over here. I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys have heard all of this. Let me know if it cut out, and I'll make sure that I go back over these. So its job is to engage, educate, and keep visitors. We're going to do that with these must-have pages. Its job is to collect contact information, and we're going to do that with these must-have items. And its job is to track more visitors, and we're going to do that with this must-have text. So let's go ahead and dig into that. So you really do need all of these things. These are the pages that I would say you need. You need an About Me page, including a photo of you. Okay? You need a portfolios page. Obviously, right? You need a pricing page. You need to let people know what's next on your pages. You need a contact me page and a blog. Is it still out? You guys, let me know if you can hear me now, or if it's still gone. Okay. In fact, let me jump back in here real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. It looks like Kate's trying to jump back in now too. I don't know what's going on over here. Okay, Isaac says it's back now. Great. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to send a strongly worded email. All right,
guys,
Kate's back too. Excellent.
I'm back. I have a feeling this is a technical glitch, but maybe you
I think this is actually over on B Live's side, because mine just cut out too.
Anyways.
All right, excellent. Now I can hear me over there. Is your sound going through into your headphones? Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
good.
cool.
Sorry, guys.
All right, no, that's okay. All right.
I'm glad we're one big family, right?
Kelly says it's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, guys, it's Thursday though.
Awesome. All right, so these are the pages that you need: an About Me page, portfolios page, pages. Pricing page, what's next, basically on each page, contact me page, and a blog. Let's dig into each of these, okay?
Awesome.
So, if your About Me page says this right now at this moment, then I apologize. I love and I capture moments. Like, please don't do that.
Right.
I want you to tell people about you. I want them to show you. I want them to know that you're just like them. I want them to find someone who is just like them. I want them to look at your bio, at your About Me page, and say, this is my people, right? And
Chris, explain why too, and explain the importance of why it's important to accommodate a site for not just one audience, but for many. Versus just the relatability of it. Yeah,
so I actually think it's the opposite, and maybe that's what you meant, is if you write for everyone, then you're essentially writing for no one. If you're trying to talk to everyone, then you're really not talking to anyone. And I love this idea of being divisive, and let's dig into this for just a second. I'm glad you asked. So many times when people talk about your brand, they talk about it being a magnet, right? They're like, oh, your brand should just attract people to it, right? Well, yeah, of course it should do that. But they never talk about what happens if you flip that magnet over. And I think that's really what we should be talking about when we talk about your brand should be a magnet. It should attract the people that are like it, and it should repel the people that are not. It should do both of those things. So that's actually this point here about don't be afraid to be divisive. And I like this quote, this idea. I would rather be loved by some and hated by others than forgotten by everyone. And I think that that's the best way to think of what your About Me page should really be doing. It should be something that's memorable. So let's take a second and put ourselves in your potential client's shoes. They're looking for a new portrait photographer, a new wedding or a wedding photographer or something, right? So they've gone in to Google or something, Facebook, and asked for recommendations, and they've opened 20 tabs of local photographers. And you are just one of those 20 tabs.
And that's probably common, too. I mean, 20 is a fair assessment. That's usually how many search results we go through.
Yep. So, and let's even say it's 10. Maybe they only do the first 10 on Google. You have one chance to stand out from that crowd, to be the thing that they remember, because I guarantee as they go through and they start reading these About Me pages, and okay, so they're going to go and they're going to look at the images, and chances are they're going to love 80% of the photographers that they see, because let's be honest, there are a lot of really good photographers out there now. So at some point it has to become more than just the photos. If everyone is kind of at the same threshold of I love these photos, then it has to become about something more than that. And when you start digging into your About Me page and other things on your website, this is your only opportunity to stand out from that crowd of other tabs that they have open, so that when they go and talk to their spouse at the end of the day and, I found the perfect photographer, you want to give them something to say. They have to remember you. And if you can do something that's going to stand out, and I think this is a really good spot to do that, this About Me page. Give them something that's different than I love, and I capture moments. Tell them something that they might hate. Say something that they might be like, oh, no, because at least they'll remember you. And the people who do agree with you will remember you and love you. And that's the thing that they'll remember. And that's the thing they'll talk about to their spouse. All right.
A couple things just to remember on your profile or your About Me page. You want to make sure that you include any accolades, link out to those accolades, include any substance that your audience is going to want to review. So anything that you have in addition to just working, whether you're working with, another magazine or another group, or you're one of our featured pros, make sure that you're including those badges on not only your landing page, but also your About Us page, because that's where a lot of individuals will go to find the information really about you specifically.
Yep, absolutely. So it's called social proof, and it's an incredibly powerful kind of psychological tool. Is this idea of saying like, hey, look, all these other people think I'm awesome, so you should too. Right.
And sometimes if you get technical, I know we're going to jump into more website stuff. As Chris knows, guys, websites, marketing, it's my baby. So I love it. So I tend to be a little bit verbose about it and talk about it in detail. But if you have a testimonial slider or widget or tool, or even if you just want to, copy and paste a testimonial from a good client or a reputable client, this is also a really great place to put that in there too. Yep. And you should really put them everywhere. This is a good spot.
Right? Yep, absolutely. Okay, so that's your About Me page. The next thing we talked about is portfolio pages. So let's dig into that. Or let's just click around on the screen. There we go. So I want you to show what you want to be known for shooting. Okay, so if you're saying, hey, I specialize in weddings, seniors, babies, pets, actual old people, seniors, and boudoir. Also, I do events and I do landscapes. Then I'll say to you, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. No, I'll say, you keep using that word. I don't think I don't think it means what you think it means. That's actually not right. That meme. Oh, no. I pulled the wrong one. I pulled a misquote. That's unfortunate. I don't think it means what you think it means. So when you say specialize, I want you to actually be known for something. Again, this is something that's going to help you to stand out. You become the go-to person in your market for that thing. Okay. And if you are, I know that this one can be a divisive point of whether I should specialize or I should be kind of a jack of all trades. And if you are the type who thinks, no, you know what, I'm going to spread myself out and do a little bit of everything, that's fine. Then just don't say I specialize in these things. Okay.
And I have a great example for this. Chris, yesterday I was emailing with one of our featured pros, and I suggested to her, I said, hey, you should check out blank. I told her about another featured pro. I said, I think you'll really like her work. She immediately responds back, I love her work. She does amazing things I would never be able to do. Well, one of them did senior photography, wedding photography, engagement. The other one did baby photography, maternity photography. And what I thought was amazing was that she said, that is things I would never be able to do. What she just said to me was, she does amazing work. That's her skill. Just like I said back to her, that's right. I don't do my taxes. I hire somebody. Right. So we all have our own skills. Make sure that you specialize in your skills and really hone in on those skills instead of spreading yourself across too many categories.
Yep. There's a quote that I use in another webinar that I do, and now I can't remember I shouldn't have started until I remembered the guy's name.
I know. I do the same thing.
It's Bruce Lee. It's Bruce Lee, and he says, "I fear not the man who practices 1,000 kicks once. I fear the man who practices one kick 1,000 times."
Yes.
Right, and it's this idea that like I want to be the guy known for that one kick. Oh, I need somebody to do that kick. All right, yeah, that's the guy you need. All right. So the point is that doesn't mean you can't shoot everything that you want to. It means you need to be showing only one thing that you want to be known for. Feel free to go nuts. Shoot all the other things. If you need to, stand up separate websites for those other things. That's fine. But show the people what they want on your website. One audience for one website. Okay? Let's carry on. Okay, show what you want to sell. So we talked about showing what you want to shoot. Now we're talking about showing what you want to sell. Same exact idea here. You want to be known for something. Oh, that's the guy you go to for wall art. That's the person who does those amazing wood print wraps from Artsy Couture.
I hope so.
Right. So this is, this idea, and this is something that we try to kind of nail down into the minds of our users or our Swift Galleries members is if you aren't out there telling a potential client what you expect them to get from your session, then who is? There's no one else out there. Unless you are a superstar and you've got like a sales team and all of that, then more power to you. But yeah, Isaac says, nice plug.
Yeah, probably not on our podcast today or our
right. Yeah, today. Exactly. But otherwise, if you're not the person out there telling people what they should be getting from you, then no one else is. Okay, so I want you to set this expectation. This is something that I can go on for days about. I want you to. They can't see us anymore, so that's okay.
That's good.
Kate just like dropped her phone, so we saw the ceiling for a minute.
Sure did.
I can go on for days about this, but everywhere someone touches your brand, they need to see the product that you want them to buy. Okay. All right. And Isaac, if you thought that was a nice plug, wait till you see this one. You can totally create wall walk-ups just like that one for free over at swiftgalleries.com. All right. There.
Shameless plug.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
But again, okay, so let's say if you are not out there telling people what you want them to get, who is? The same thing applies to me and my business, right? So there you go. All right, so now our pricing page. We want to give them something to hold on to on our pricing page, okay? So number one, include a pricing page, first of all. Number two, let them know what to expect. So give them something. This is all about setting expectations. In fact, all of everything we're talking about so far is about setting the right expectations and then reinforcing those expectations over and over. So let them know what to expect, but don't show them your entire menu. So an example of this would be my session fee is $150 and custom wall art galleries start at $1,200. Like I've given them something to hold on to, but I haven't given them everything. So now they can't say, oh, well, your 8x10 is this much and this person's 8x10 is this much. So that's all I'm going to look at. We just want to set an expectation. Okay. And we want to do this again. The point here is so that as we move throughout our process, they already know what to expect. There's never any surprises. Okay. And then if you're freaking out about this and you're saying, oh, if I put my price on there, then I'm never going to get inquiries ever again.
It's not true.
But number one, it's not true, but you can feel free to use that pricing page, show and unshow, or, publish and unpublish that pricing page to kind of act as a throttle for your inquiries. If you're feeling like, hey, you know what, I'm just not getting enough, then okay, hide the page, hide the links to it, and get your inquiries. But I guarantee what's going to happen is you're going to get more inquiries, great, but they're not going to be qualified. They're not going to be people who are actually interested in your work or actually interested in paying you for that work. So if you have your pricing page up, you give them something to hold on to, then yes, you'll get fewer inquiries, but you're going to get better inquiries. People who are like, okay, I see that and I accept that and let's keep moving on. Cool. We good?
Kate? Great. We're great. I was just making a note. We definitely want to go into the process of establishing our pricing. It's not something we'll probably want to talk about today, but it is really important when you're putting together these pricing packages that you value your time. And if you don't, and if you set low prices, you're going to have to stick to those low prices for certain clients for longer periods of time than you want to.
Yes.
You are valuable, and set that expectation. So if somebody doesn't want to pay you $150 an hour or $500 an hour, then that's not your client, right?
Yep.
Get the clients who appreciate you, who want to pay for your product, your work product, and the end result, which is beautiful photos.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, Kate, I think we're doing sales next month, but what about the month after that? Do you want to spend an entire month on pricing?
I really would.
Okay. Yeah,
Invoicing, pricing sheets, pricing models. We're gonna deep dive that one. So guys, mark that one in your books. That's going to be April.
Yep. Perfect. Excellent. Look at that. We're planning here on the fly, right? Okay. So, I want you to not encourage your visitors to be passive. I don't want you to set your website up so that people just kind of float around through it and then disappear. I want you to tell them what they should do next. Basically, at the bottom of every page, do something that tells them, okay, now what? So they get to the bottom and they're like, wow, that was really cool. I loved how they don't love and whatever. But now what, right? So tell them, be really clear about it. So, hey, thanks for reading my About Me page. Check out my favorite family portraits right over here. And that sends them over to the portfolio page. And, the portfolio page says, learn more about me and that weird past job I had over here, right? And so this learn more about me and my weird past job is actually one of our members. She was like, so I used to breed lions. Should I put that on my About Me page? And I'm like, heck yes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She's like, I have picture. I was like, you need a picture of like you with a lion. She's like, I have that. I'm like, why is that not on your About Me page?
Like,
and
that's the first thing you should have told me.
Yeah. And like your very first email that goes out to a potential client, like needs to be saying like, wait till you see this weird job that I had. Like, so that kind of
like lion enthusiast.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. She bred lions for a living. That's amazing.
It's great.
And there are just so many jokes that can go along with that too, but we'll leave them alone. So, so again, let's talk about what you're looking for your session. Click here. So this is something we'll get into a little bit today, and then a lot here later this month is this idea of a call to action or calls to action.
CTAs.
Right? CTAs. All right, cool. So your contact page. I want you to make it easy to contact you. So you're going to do this by giving them multiple ways. Yes, exactly, to contact you. Give them email. Give them phone. They probably won't call. Don't worry about putting your phone number out there because they're probably not going to call.
You'll get calls from Yelp, though. That's for sure.
You will get calls from Yelp.
You'll get calls from Yelp.
Yeah,
this is not a plug for Yelp.
Right? No, that is
not
a negative plug.
That is a negative plug for Yelp.
But it's worth putting it on there so that they have that option. And then also, if you do like an on-site messenger, something like Intercom or Zendesk or I don't know, Olark, there are 1,000 of them. You can do something like that, which is great. A click to text button. Yeah, Isaac says a click to text button is great. That's a fantastic one. Facebook Messenger now. You can put buttons on your page so they can just send you, send them straight over to Facebook Messenger. All of these things just make it as easy as possible for them to contact you. Okay. Yep. And then, sorry, go ahead.
We'll keep going. I'll make a comment about the connection page when you're done.
Okay, cool. And then I want you to make sure you're giving them an actual reason to contact you, not just, oh, hey, click here to schedule your session. But, like we said on the last slide, this idea of like, give them some ideas of what they might talk to you about. Something like, hey, let's talk about the perfect family session. Let's discuss the perfect spot for your family session. Click here to contact me. Prompt them with some ideas of why they might contact you and what they might talk to you about. These are basically just conversation starters, kind of like icebreakers.
Right. I mean, one of the things you can always do, almost every website has a fillable form function,
Yep.
and give them options, give them a drop down, give them an option box where they can fill it in. Don't limit them by characters, don't limit them by requiring too many fields, but
Yep.
require enough fields. And when I say fields, I mean first name, last name, email, phone. Require the minimum that you need to establish a connection, not to make it impossible to create the connection, because
Yep.
they will walk away, especially if they're using a mobile device. If it's too difficult, they're not going to fill it out, and then you're going to lose that potential lead. So make
Yep.
sure that it's going to be easy enough for them to do quickly. So the theory goes is if it's if it's easy enough, just like on Facebook, just like on your website, then it'll be complete, and then you'll actually be able to move forward.
Yep.
The other thing, though, just to make sure that with regards to your connect page, your contact page, it's critical for your website and for, I'm going to start throwing terms out there some of you may not know, but for SEO, for your organic search optimization, to make sure that consistency of your information is across not only your website, but also Facebook, Google, Yelp, any page that has your information, whether it's your website, your phone number, an address, you need to make sure that all of those things are succinct, and that will really help optimize a search result for your website itself and for your contact information.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And to piggyback on the number of fields thing, this is something that we talk about a lot over here at Swift Galleries, because you have a sign up process to get into Swift Galleries, right. And we've done the research on it, and it turns out that you, for every field you have, for everything that they have to fill out, you potentially lose up to 50% of the people who got that far. So if you start with 100, you got 50 by the second field, you got 25 by the next, and 12 and a half by the next. So
and then add in your own personal conversion rate, and now you see where you really got.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. So, all right. And then when you get those inquiries, respond to those quickly. If possible, do it by phone. Again, this is just a way that you can stand out. If you feel weird about that, then ignore me. No big deal. Do it by email. But this is a good way to stand out. Hey, it's Chris from Chris and Adrian Scott Photographers. I just saw an email come in from you. I'm so excited to talk to you. Do you have a minute to talk? Because I'd love to see what you're thinking about your family session, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be anything weird. Everybody's like, oh, I need scripts. Like, just be human. Nah. Just be you. Again, be you on your about page, and it gives you permission to be you when you're talking to them, when you're actually, conversing with somebody. So, all right. So that is your About Me page. And now your blog. Yes, you should be blogging.
Blogs.
All right. So why should you be blogging? Blogging is a great way for you to humble brag about your work, for you to be like, hey, look what I've been doing. Like, that's the entire point of a blog, right? Mm-hmm. It's a great way to establish rapport with your potential client. So again, this is your opportunity to put your personality out there, to give people an idea of who you are and why you do what you do, and more than just the surface stuff, just superficial reasons, right? So it's a great way for you to establish that rapport with your client. It's a great way for you to set and reinforce those expectations that we talked about. So we talked about setting expectations for what product you want someone to buy. Well, every blog post should feature that product. Like, all we're doing here is reinforcing that expectation. So again, every time somebody touches your brand, you want them to say, let's say that your thing is wall art. Every time they touch your brand, everywhere they go, they see wall art. It's not going to take them long to be like, oh, I get it. This is what this person does. If I want that, then this is where I should go. Right. So, also, it's a great way to get Google to like you and to send people your way.
Yes.
And this is not next week, but the week after that, I believe we're going to be talking all about blogging.
About blogging. And Chris and I have lots and lots of experience blogging. Yeah. I think between the two of us, we probably send out, let's just say, multiple a week, if not more. And they are lead drivers. They are engaging. They are powerful. They are something that you do not, if you're not doing it. And I threw up a question up on the page. But if you're not doing it, I want to know why. Is there a reason why? Because if there's a reason why, great. But if not, get on it. Even if you're not a great writer, 150 to 300 characters, done. Make it quick. Make it easy. Make it nice.
Yep. And I would think that. For me, if you guys are like me, it's my problem with being consistent on blogging is not having a defined plan, a kind of some fallbacks, and let's add that, if you don't mind, let's add that to the end of this month, because I think we were just going to do like a recap.
Yes.
Maybe at the end of this month, let's just do something specifically on maybe content creation or planning. That way we can talk about. I figured she'd get excited about that one, but
and I see me shifting over here in my chair.
Right? Yes. Is it the last week in February yet?
Yeah.
So
that might actually be WPPI, FYI.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
You'll
We're
have
good.
to do it from the trade show floor.
No, we are good. It's the 22nd, so we're good.
Awesome. Yeah. So that way, maybe we can give them a way to generate ideas for when they sit down and they say, I have no idea what to write. They can just go to this list and say, I'm going to choose that one, and now I'm going to write it. Right.
And if anybody listening has ideas, we love them. As Isaac knows, I know, Isaac, you might be listening. Chris knows. Send your ideas to us, kate@artsycouture.com. We'll share them with other people. This is actually a great moment for me to actually plug our blog and say we have a lot of thought leadership up there. And so this is something we're going to be talking about a lot. And content creation is really important. So if you have your own personal ideas, send them our way. We'll share them with the world. We'll share them with our audience as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Sorry, I was showing your face and your name.
Oh, gosh.
Kate with a C.
Yes.
Kate with
sorry,
C.
guys. Yes. Kate with a C.
Sorry. Blame my parents.
Yeah. Blame my parents.
Awesome. So yeah, we're going to dig deeper into blogging later this month. We'll talk about a bunch of that. Let's see. Because of my blog and Artsy, I get features with an article in with Rangefinder.
See?
Says Isaac. That's amazing.
Isaac's the man.
I'm going to start blogging over on Artsy too then. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So that was all of that was just the required pages. Okay. So let's talk about these other things. We said that your website's job is to keep people engaged, right? And with your content. So that's basically the job of all of those required pages. Now we're saying your website's job is also to collect leads for you, to collect contact information for people so you can follow up with them and continue to establish that rapport. So Kate just left again. Poor Kate is having so many problems with her internet over there. All right. So what are we going to do about that? Let's see. I want you to give me more than just that contact page that we just discussed, right? I want you to give me a way to join your newsletter, but please don't ask me to join your newsletter. Nobody wants to join a newsletter. In fact, when somebody reads, join my newsletter, if you guys are like me, when I read, hey, join my newsletter, what I'm really reading is, hey, give me permission to spam you. Like, just clutter my inbox more. So we want to give them a reason to join your mailing list. We want to give them a reason to want to open your emails. And again, we're going to dive into this one a bunch more next week. We're going to talk, next week is all about collecting leads, kind of lead generation, collecting those leads, what to do with those leads once you've got them. Okay. So, I'm not going to dive into it right now, just kind of putting it out there that this is something that you should be doing. Next week, we're going to dig into this very deeply. And this is another one of these. I have no idea what's going on with our internet with the broadcast software over here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to blame it on Kate, though. Because every time she has come back in, it's booted me.
Sorry, guys.
So it's Kate's fault, guys.
It's all my fault.
Right. So again, we're going to dive into this next week and talk a ton about this. This is something that Kate and I both have an immense amount of experience with. We've probably both built businesses on the back of email marketing. So
100% correct.
Yep. See, I thought I could say that. I figured I could put words in your mouth like that.
You can. I know.
Right. Excellent. All right. So last piece is your website is supposed to engage people. It does that with those required pages. It's supposed to collect contact information. It does that with the lead generation stuff that we're going to talk about next week. And lastly, it should attract the right types of people. And it does that with the tech that you use and SEO. So let's talk about that now. First things first. Please, for the love of all things good and right and pure in the world, tell me the city that you are located in.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It is. It drives me crazy. This is like a pet peeve of mine. So tell me the city that you're located in. This is good for your clients. This is good for Google. This is just good for, I don't know, karma. Like, just put your city, right? Okay. And then so make sure you put your city, preferably in the footer. Just put it at the bottom. Colorado Springs, Colorado portrait photographer. Done. All right. Let me ogle your images on my phone. Make sure that your website is mobile friendly. You will actually now get hit by Google if your website is not only mobile, if it's not just mobile friendly, but also fast on mobile. So like mobile optimized. Okay.
And now most website providers and platforms should have a function or a feature where you can have what's called a responsive website, which means your website will change the dimensions of the images and of the banners and of the content based on the device that someone's looking at. So if you don't have a mobile ready site right now, go into the back end, see if there's a responsive or mobile friendly option that you can set up either a second site. It's called you can have a desktop site and a mobile site, or create a responsive site, which means you only have to have one site. So please make sure that you're looking into that if you're not already doing it.
Yep. And if you are on a website provider who does not provide that, then I go back to this slide and say, never mind, fire it.
Yeah.
Rehire someone, because this is, well, actually here, it's not 1992. It's time to get rid of that Flash-based website. It's time to get rid of that website that's not optimized for mobile, that doesn't even allow you that option. If you guys are using anything that's modern, this is not something you have to worry about.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. Last slide, guys. Let's talk about tech.
Done.
Okay, these are the things that your website should have from a tech standpoint. You should be using meta tags, or really the industry standard now is what's called an OG tag, an open graph tag. It's what Facebook uses. It's what Pinterest uses. I think Google's accepting them now. Mm-hmm. So my favorite place to generate these really easily in one fell swoop is this link right here, megatags.co. And if you're freaking out, you're like, I can't write all this down. I'm going to screenshot all the things. I've got a checklist for you that includes all of these links and a couple more that I have a link to in the next page. Right? Okay. So megatags.
And these will be up on the video after, correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. So megatags.co to generate those meta tags. This is basically the language that Google and Facebook and all of these other things speak to know what your website is about and to display that information to those readers. Okay. Cool. Is everybody else stuck on tell me what to do? Weird. Isaac says the screen is frozen on tell me what to do. Let me know if anybody else having the issue. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Okay, what else should you have? Image alt tags and file names, or title tags. This link here, yoast.com blog post, is a really great spot. Oh, wow. Okay, so everybody's saying that there's a stuck. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I'm going to get rid of my screen and we'll just bring it back in and let's see if this works. Fun times, guys. Gosh. Okay. No, we both got booted again. All right. How about this? Can you guys now see? Let's talk tech. It's really funny. I was literally this morning, I couldn't sleep like 4:00 this morning. And I was thinking, man, I wonder if I should switch webinar providers. And like, this is the world telling me that yes, it's time to switch webinar providers. All right. We're going to get Kate back in here now.
Final time. Last time, guys. I promise.
We're doing this. Yeah, we're so close. What is Nope? So you guys are still seeing the tell me what to do. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes. Well, it's okay. We're going to complete the slides, and then what we're going to do is we are going to list these almost immediately, and we'll put this up on the video here, and I'm also going to get a blog up in the next less than a week, hopefully by tomorrow, with this new content as well. So we'll get it all out to you guys, I promise.
Yep. And what I'll do is I'm going to give you guys a link, and if you can just paste it in, Kate, I'll
Sure.
include these slides in that link as well. That
Great.
way they can get all this stuff. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So we're gonna just power through this then. Facebook tracking pixels. Somebody said okay, great. Facebook tracking pixels. You should have a tracking pixel. There's a link here to an Adespresso blog post about how to best use the Facebook tracking pixel and why you should be using it, even if you don't plan on advertising on Facebook right now. And then Google Analytics. This one's a fairly obvious one. Hopefully you guys are familiar with it. Google Analytics gives you a really good, clear picture of how many people are visiting your site and what they're doing on your site, where they're falling off, and if they're accomplishing the things that you want them to do on your website. And then last thing is Google Page Speed Insights. And this is basically a service that Google has where you can drop your URL and it'll go through and kind of look at your website and say, here are the things that need to be fixed. Here are the things that you're doing well. And these are all things that are very important to Google as far as your search rankings go. So it's a really good place for you guys to check all of that. And then last, I don't know why I'm changing these slides over here, but whatever, is I have a checklist that basically says, okay, I've done all of these things. So you can go through and check off on this checklist and make sure that you've done basically all the things that we've talked about today. And it's over at bit.ly/Swift checklist, bit.ly/Swift checklist. And I think Kate's going to go ahead and paste that into the chat.
And I actually, you guys, I actually believe that this is a Facebook issue right now because I'm getting logged off. So,
interesting.
We'll get everything updated later. But I just looking like this is a universal issue.
Good time.
Yeah.
Good time. Yay! Live broadcasts.
Yeah.
So
it ain't more real than this.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna try. Let me just see if let's get rid of that again, and let me just redo the share and see if that helps.
So if everybody is still on here, I am right now sharing a very special code for everybody who's listening into our podcast today or our webinar today. It's for 15% off. It is good for one day only. It does expire at the end of the day tomorrow. I am putting it in the content feed. Please make sure that you look for it. And, feel free to use it. It is one time only for your account, but it's 15% off anything from the website,
Nice.
with the exception of color corrections. You'll have to pay for those, but hopefully you guys don't need that. So
Nice.
Please feel free to do that because we do love having you here and we want you to come back. We want you to stick around for our series and we want you to share your experiences with us as well.
Oh, excellent. Isaac says, there it is, Chris. I had to redo the entire screen share thing. That's weird. Well, here, I'll just show you what you guys missed real quick. So I think you said that it was stuck on Let's Connect. Is that right? No, tell me what to do. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a while ago. Let's see. All right. So we got tell me what to do. You guys saw. Let's go ahead and just kind of go through these. Let's Connect was this one. If you guys want to screenshot stuff or something, go nuts. I figured I would just show you these slides just in case, this helps you kind of connect some dots. This is the Yes, You Should Be Blogging one. Giving you guys a second to screenshot it if you want to. Again, I'll get these to you. In fact, if you go to that link, that bit.ly link, then what I'll do is just follow up in a second email and send these over to you. And then we talked about collecting leads. This is more than a contact page. This is about joining your newsletter. Again, we're going to dive deep into this next week. And then we talk SEO and tech. Tell me where you're located. Make sure you have a mobile optimized site. Make sure that you are not using Flash anymore because it's gross. Nobody likes Flash. Even your mom doesn't like Flash now. So yeah, let's. All right. So and then let's talk tech. Here's the page on all the tech stuff. Again, giving you a second to screenshot it if you want to. And 3, 2, 1. There's the link for you. Okay, bit.ly/Swift checklist. bit.ly/Swift checklist. And we'll do this a little different next week. I'm not sure if we'll be able to still do it over Facebook Live though, which is really unfortunate. I don't want to have to switch to a
A
Just a
webinar.
webinar platform. Yeah.
We'll figure it out for you guys. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
we'll get something going for you guys. So, all right, that's what I got for you. I hope some of you guys were able to stick with us through all of
Thank
the
you
fun
guys.
shenanigans.
Hey guys,
And
share with us too what you're doing while you're listening to us. It's kind of fun to hear. A few weeks ago, somebody was at the gym. You know,
yeah,
everyone's so many places. I'm in my office, but I could very well be in my car running to another meeting, and it's fun to know how we all lead our lives in 27 or 2018. Oh my, 2018.
yeah, I know, right? I'll be doing that for a few months. It's not only 2018;
Yeah.
it's February of 2018 now.
Don't even start.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you guys so much for
Yes.
sticking around. If you guys have questions, if you're like, I'm so confused because of the weirdness with the slides, then just leave a comment and we'll jump in here and we'll answer anything. Otherwise, head over to that bit.ly link. You'll get the checklist for everything that we talked about today, and I will follow up with an email that includes all of the slides as well. Okay?
And Bitly is up on the site or on the feed, as well as the custom code for anybody who wants a nice little 15% off.
Excellent. Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
Sorry, I thought
All right,
that's the Acne newsletter. To change that. All right.
Thanks,
Isaac
Isaac.
says, excellent. That
Thanks,
is
Isaac.
exactly why we're doing this. Thanks so much,
Yes.
Isaac.
All right,
excellent.
guys.
All right. See you guys. Oh, Kate, can you
Have a
stick around
great
for a second? I
weekend.
want to talk to you about something.
You got it.
All right. Excellent. All right.
Good. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Maggie, where are you going?